Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Live here. But not only me, and not only hello my, but also we've had Felix, and now it's time for John to make a reappearance. Hello, John!
I thought I canonically died on this channel. What's happening?
You did!
Hey guys.
This is the second coming. He's
Wow.
back
Back from the dead.
Wow.
for one video. Yes.
I've always seen myself as that kind of figure.
So yeah, if you didn't know, in the night Nintendo announced something. Picta Nico, which is a new app. They're describing it, not a game. It's a new app coming to smart devices, iOS and Android. No Windows Phone, unfortunately, but you know, who knows? And it is basically WarioWare. It is basically WarioWare. That is about the size of it. I don't quite know how else to describe it. You know, you take photos of your friends. You'll be seeing it in the trailer that's obviously flashing before your very eyes at the moment. Take photos of your friends, and the app goes, "Ha! Let's make them do something slightly amusing," and then all your friends will be sat there around you going, absolutely loving every second of it. Thoughts?
It's very similar to WarioWare Snapped on DSi, the classic that we all know and love.
Yeah.
Use our face for the micro games. And it's made by Intelligent Systems, so it quite literally is WarioWare. There's no difference.
No, except Wario's not in it.
I was going to say it's a bit like face readers, because I remember having that on my 2DS somewhere back in the day. Not that I ever played it myself, because I just thought, this is weird. Not really my kind of jam.
I mean, when you've bought a 3DS and you're waiting for Animal Crossing to download and you're desperate to just use it for something, ask me how I know. You know, it's a thing. It's a thing you can do. But yeah, I really don't know what to make of it. I have a feeling it's going to be one of these things where it's sort of like, I mean, I know it's not the same developers or anything like that, but it feels a bit everybody 1-2 Switch. It looks better than that, which is not a high bar. But it sort of feels like, I mean, Nintendo have been saying for a long time that they want to branch out and things like that, and this feels like them trying to branch out, but I can't help but feel that it's just going to be sort of like a novelty that people load up, have a go with, oh yeah, look, the face does something funny. What are the other mini games? How much? Nah, I'm not bothered.
It's a very different direction too, because all the other Nintendo mobile games, they're to sort of bolster the IP, but there's no IP here. There's nothing that you're bolstering. Nintendo's name isn't even all over this. It's just, this is its own kind of app. And I think it's going to be pretty cool. I think it's going to be quite fun. I can also see it ending up quite nefarious, though. It's like, here's your dead grandmother. She's got some crabs on her chin. Gotta get them off. Someone's going to do that. And you can't stop them.
That is, of all the things you could have mentioned, that's the mildest. Or one of the milder ones, I would have thought. I've already seen some people say online that does it have to be a face? And no doubt some people will use other instances. I suppose it depends on whether the app sort of recognizes the face or something like that. And something that my wife mentioned, you know, which I think is a fairly good point. If this was any other company other than Nintendo, I would immediately, the first thing I'd think of is they're using it to harvest faces for AI.
Yeah.
But I do, and maybe I'm being naive, but I genuinely don't think Nintendo would, frankly, bother doing that, because they've already got so much goodwill, you know, sort of built up with being, you know, sort of, you know, various other things. I'm sure some people will contest that, but, you know, part of the thing when it comes to critique is praising the good things and decrying the bad things. You can do both. And I just don't see that being their MO.
We're going to get a new Nintendo character called Alexi. He's going to have your face immediately after this.
Oh, dear.
release.
I think for me, I don't see myself picking it up and using it very frequently. The only thing I have to compare it to is if I'm at family events and I'm usually around all my nibblings, that we just tend to kind of put Snapchat on and put like silly filters, and then we don't save it or upload or anything. I think this will be a bit of a friendlier alternative, because I hate hate Snapchat, and I'm old. I just don't get it, and I kind of don't get this, but I can see the appeal and what it has to offer. So I'll probably just grab the free one and make silly faces and little mini games with my little ones. That's what I'll be doing anyway.
It is really good for kids as well. My daughter got a Kinder Surprise recently, which comes with a QR code to download a Kinder app. And it has like a whole bunch of different games. But the one she loves is just you put little Kinder toys on your face as like AR overlays.
Okay.
So it's like Snapchat. You don't want to hand your kids Snapchat. So, handing them this little game where you can take their siblings and, I don't know, what games do you do in here? Cut
eat corn. That's one of the things
corn.
we saw.
There you go. Yeah, that's going to entertain kids for minutes on end.
Yeah, I can see the appeal. Nintendo has broadly been using, sort of young adults for their marketing, and for good reason, because young adults tend to appeal to both children and adults in marketing, because both can empathize to a degree. Children look up to young adults and think, hey, that's a cool thing if the adults are doing it, and adults look down and go, oh, well, maybe it's not entirely for children. But I do, it does feel like, I'm also getting a slight, I'm just scrubbing through, that's why I've gone pink. I'm getting a slight sense of Project Rub here, or Feel the Magic XXXY. With the crabs on the face, is very much feels like Scorpion, or Scorpion, as the game said. It is this kind of, it's novelty, isn't it? Which isn't a bad thing, but I get the sense that this is Nintendo having another stab at something different, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah, since they took the foray into mobile, I've always said that Nintendogs and WarioWare would be some of the best moves they could make. So they're both very mobile coded. And they're finally doing it. There's no Wario, there's no Cat, there's no Anna. It has another WarioWare cast, but just the very pick up and play gameplay where things are a few seconds each. Like you're waiting for a train, pick up this app, play a few micro games. I think it's a nice pick up and play. But you also, with such a limited amount, you also see it all very fast. And I think the variety is meant to be in the pictures, but the games are going to be the same every time. So I don't know how much longevity it really has, but I think it's neat.
I'm interested to see what the extra volumes are going to be, whether or not they're going to be like a whole Jackbox Party-esque sort of thing. Especially with in the ad, they had all the friends around watching them play on the phone by themselves. Oh, it's very Switch One ad as well, in a way, on the rooftop, which I kind of like, but also it's a bit but that's just me. I'm just secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah, I get a sort of similar vibe to something like recently. We met up, didn't we, Mai, for the staff day? Here's the proof. And during our time there, we played Trombone Champ, which is a great thing to just muck around in a group. And I can see this being of a similar ilk. But the fact that it's kind of locked to a phone, it makes sense that it's locked to a phone. But it's less of a social thing, I feel, as a result of being on a phone, because you've all got to crowd round so that you can double over laughing, go whenever you see a friend of yours have a small image of a crab on their face.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if this manages to get viral at all. Like if someone on Instagram posts, I don't know, the Sony president failing at a micro game, Nintendo got him. That might get thousands upon thousands of likes. Who is to say? We're in the Tomodachi Life world where taking real people and putting them in little funny scenarios can turn to big bucks. Maybe this has a chance to be bigger than it seems.
It's funny you should say that, because I was thinking, would there be sharing capability within it? Because you can't really, there's not really any sharing in Tomodachi Life, apart from people finding other means via, capture cards and whatnot. It does make me wonder if there's going to be an in-app sharing option. I don't see there would be, but if there would be, so things like, I don't know, eating corn or becoming a
I'm
clown face, which would be my
laughing
worst nightmare. Ha ha ha! Just going all over social media and just becoming, like you say, viral.
I mean,
As you know.
there is the possibility of that, but I don't. But if that was their intent, why is there not more Nintendo about it? Why isn't this a WarioWare game? I feel like that would, by attaching that brand, that IP to it, it would, I feel, give it a bit more oomph. And it may well be that this originally did have Wario attached to it, but, you know, the previous 2 WarioWare games, they were like, oh, only 7 people bought them, let's not bother. But at the same time, I think it is kind of shooting themselves in the foot, the fact that there isn't that immediate, recognizable sort of like branding to it. Again, it's, you know, not the biggest IP, WarioWare, but it's bigger than Pictolino. I mean, I'm looking at the the Nintendo UK. Admittedly, the Nintendo UK trailer has went out 3 hours ago. It's probably more like 3.5 at the time of recording, and it's had 2,113 views, and they never get as many on Nintendo UK, unsurprisingly. But it just sort of feels like, is this really going to grab people's attention? Admittedly, I'm coming at it from a hardcore Nintendo side of things, and there's definitely a much broader audience out there. But I mean, the market is so saturated these days. I don't know whether this is going to have a foothold.
Unless the collections are IP related, Nintendo IP related. Like, you could have, they might end up having a collection which is more leaning towards like WarioWare, if you know what I mean. There might be like a Zelda one or like a Mario one. You never know. That could be what they're trying to bank a little bit more, rather than, you know, at what they're doing at the moment, maybe testing the waters.
Possibly.
That's my thoughts.
Yeah, it's a weird strategy all in all, because I think Nintendo have kind of stopped with mobile for the most part. It's been a long time since they've done one. The last one was that Fire Emblem game, but that was also Intelligent Systems.
Yeah.
It feels like they're the ones pushing for this rather than Nintendo. So I think they're out of the game when it comes to mobile.
Maybe. I mean, there was Dragalia Lost as well, and they're still doing some things with Super Mario Run and Mario Kart Tour, but it is minor, isn't it? It's like small little updates. Hey, here's Luigi in a frog costume, or he's got a small top hat or something like that. It's nothing major. And I think, sort of like when we were early in the game, John, because we started within a few years of each other, I think. They were really pushing for mobile, and they tried a fair few things, but nothing ever really seemed to take off. So I'm surprised they're doing another mobile game right now, let me put it that way.
Yeah, they're doing a mobile game without any benefit to their brand. It's just like, here's something new. I think they're just hoping that it's going to take off with casual people that have no affiliation with WarioWare or anything like that.
Maybe. Either that or they had a contract that they needed to fulfill, and they're like, let's just slide it out quietly and then just let it die.
It could just be a flex. They could just be doing it because they know they can do it as well.
Possible. I'd believe anything at this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any other thoughts to possibly have about this, or have we, really drained the well dry?
I mean, apart from me being a grouchy old lady being like, I don't know about you guys. I'm not personally fussed about it.
I mean, I'll download it. I'll look at the free thing and go, oh, this is how it works. And then I will move on with my life.
On the opposite side, I anticipate nothing more than this. Get out of here, GTA 6. Get out of this, Star Fox. Don't care about any of you. I'm going to get this. I'm probably pay for the packs. It looks like a little mini WarioWare. And
I suppose it depends on the price of the packs, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If they're like £5 each, then they can do one. But if it's
£2.49 a pack, there you go.
Yeah.
That would be okay. I might try one pack then and expense it on the company. But yeah, I just can't help but feel they're probably going to price people out. But I don't know. But yeah.
We're also in that realm where we don't really get the tiny little handheld games anymore. Like Tomodachi Life is like an echo of that maybe, but when it comes to just the pick up and play, very small like DS, Game Boy Advance style game, it's
The
rare
kind
that
of
you get
the
those.
kind of game with replayability, but you can beat in about an hour, something like that.
Yeah.
Like Star Fox, you know. We just don't get games like that
Star
anymore.
Fox.
Yeah.
Come
Well, I was
back
just going to
and
say,
stuff.
consider it. That's probably the closest thing to WarioWare we have at the moment, isn't it? The Consider It series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which isn't Nintendo.
No.
But you know, something similar. I mean, there have been WarioWare games, but yeah, I mean, we did one together, didn't we, John? We did
Get it
what was
together.
Get it together. Yeah, and it was alright. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
They've
haven't
been
thought about it.
experimenting with every WarioWare. 'Cause that
Yeah.
one was a co-op based one, and the other one was a sequel to the Wii one. Just having a nice, easy touchscreen one. It's cool. It's neat.
It's something that will be included on the Wikipedia page of Nintendo.
What more can you want?
Maybe. Yeah. But anyway, those are only our thoughts. What do you think? Do you think it's the best thing since sliced bread? I was going to go with something more amusing, but I couldn't think of anything that wasn't
Sliced corn.
sliced corn. Why not?
When they
let us-
invented bread, did they never slice
Betty
it?
White's older, isn't she?
Okay,
Then-
pre-sliced
yeah.
bread, if we want to
Yeah.
get picky. Let us know with a comment down below. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and thank you, John, for coming along. You can find him on Good Vibes Gaming and on various adverts in the United Kingdom. Thank you again for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you chomp that subscribe button like so much delicious corn, and be sure to check out nintendolife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.